Ready for action are the Suns. Everyone is in their seat here at the U.S. Airways Center as the Suns look to grab a win here in downtown Phoenix. And the Bulls looking for a positive start here on their road trip. They've got a good chance to prove themselves in what is going to be a very difficult part of their schedule coming up. Guys, with the bulk of their games coming up on the road, it's going to be tough.
Seeing where the Bulls are, they've lost a little something this year. That really isn't where they should be in the standings.
Well, and you wonder if the expectations weren't a little too high for this club. I mean, I know they were excellent last year, and people thought it would just carry over, but that's not always the way it works in the NBA.
So with Boozer on the bench, here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Derrick Rose is out there with Nate Robinson. And it's Michael Jordan. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Noah in at the 5. And for the Suns, Markieff Morris and
Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another NBA 2K My Career gameplay, and today we're taking on the Chicago Bulls. This is also one of those legendary teams that I put together. As you can see on your screen right now, this is not an illusion. Yes, Michael Jordan is on this current roster of the Bulls that consists of a 99 overall Jimmy Butler, not 99 overall Derrick Rose, a 92 overall Jimmy Butler. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. And a very overpowered Michael Jordan. So I put this team together. I didn't put Scotty on here. I refused to put Scotty on this team. That's just too much. I didn't want to make the Bulls super overpowered. So I left them as they are. And yeah, I think that works. It's surprising to see that they only 2-5, but whatever though. But we're not here to talk about that though. We're here to talk about something more important. And that's the goddamn Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I chose them to win this in 3 games. And I told y'all just like I've been telling y'all, do not trust Oklahoma City. Now, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting them to come out like this. I was expecting this to be a 7-game series. I was expecting Russ to play good. I was expecting PG to play good. I don't care if PG hurt. I don't live off them goddamn excuses. If you listen, man, it's the end of the regular season. Everybody injured. Everybody banged up. There is no excuse, bruh. There's no excuse for these fucking injuries, bruh. Like, if you injured and you still playing, you good. Like, Blake Griffin just played his fucking heart out last night.
Back to Jordan, to the middle.
Still got swept.
The defense was pretty good right there.
But he played his heart out. I give Blake Griffin his credit. He did everything he could do.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, last game he turned in a really nice performance at the charity strike.
And I respect him for that.
When you look back at the numbers from that one.
And guys, that was an element of his game.
But this shit right here,
turned around. I mean, he was
with
really
Oklahoma,
and it lasted all season.
Listen, man. Russell Westbrook is my guy. But I'm not going to sit up here and defend this shit. It is, as an OKC fan, though, as a OKC fan, it's time to blow it up. Westbrook got to go. I'm sorry. Westbrook, Paul George, the experiment did not work. 2 years in a row, and you still get eliminated in the first round. It is time to blow this shit up. I'm sorry. As an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, it's time to let this shit go. We cannot, I repeat, we cannot go another season with this same fucking roster where it's Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Steven Adams, and a bunch of nobodies. Okay, I'm sorry. Nobody is really stepping up to the plate. Westbrook is diminishing as before our very eyes. I mean, I don't know what to say. I, I, I'm done with this shit, man. We was going through this shit last year with Melo. We're going through the same old shit again without Melo. So really, it really wasn't Melo. This team just isn't built to win. Now, is all of the blame on Westbrook? Hell no. The blame goes on the players, goes on the role players, it goes on Paul George, and most importantly, it goes on Billy Donovan. I did not like Scott Brooks. I gave Billy Donovan a chance. He let KD. He didn't coach this team the right way. That's why KD left. And now, this goddamn team has been first round knockout after first round knockout after first round knockout. And I want to point this out too, by the way. They've lost in 5 games every fucking time. They finna lose in 5 games again for the 3rd year in a row. They only win 1 fucking game in the first round. It's time to blow it up. I'm sorry, Oklahoma City Thunder fans. But as a fellow Oklahoma City Thunder fan, it is time to blow this shit up. Westbrook, gotta go. Paul George, gotta go. Steven Adams, you can stay. We will build around Steven Adams. That's right, we will build around Steven Adams. Why do we build around Steven Adams? Because you can build a formula around Steven Adams. He is the perfect low post center you need to rebuild around. You do not give up a guy like Steven Adams. You don't. I know a lot of people going to say, you don't give up a guy like Paul George and Russell Westbrook. I understand that. You don't give up a guy that gives you 110% every night, and you don't give up a talent like Paul George. You don't do that. But we gotta rebuild. We gotta hit the reset button, and we gotta blow this shit up. We gotta take Steven Adams, give him a big old contract. Let's just give him a big old $150 million contract, 4 years, and we rebuild around that. It is time to blow this shit up. There is no reason for why this team, there is no reason why this team with all that talent should be getting knocked out in the first round in 5 games. This is the 3rd year in a row they are finna get knocked out in 5 games. And if they don't get knocked out in 5, I'm recording this as the game is going on. So if they win tonight's game, okay. But are they gonna win this series? Hell no. They ain't coming back for no 3-1 lead. And if the Blazers do blow a 3-1 lead, then I'll take back everything I said. I have no problem with taking back everything I said. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Guaranteed. They will get eliminated tonight. I guarantee you. We're going into the offseason again. I'm no longer under the delusion that we're going to get it together next year. There's always next year. Fuck that shit. We should have been there this year. We were the 3rd seed in the West. We were the 1st seed in the Western Conference for about a month. We've been stuck around the 3 and 4 spot for a good chunk of the season. And then right at the end, we dropped to damn near the 9th seed and bumped back up to the 6th seed.
So for the Suns, Johnson comes in for Shannon Brown, and it's Telfair in.
Where do we go from here?
Then for the Bulls,
we blow it up.
checked in for Muhammad.
So I know what you're thinking right now. well, how do we go forward? This is what we do.
Something has to change, guys.
We send Paul George to the Clippers or the Lakers, whichever team he wants to go to. If he wants to be a Clipper, we send him to the Clippers. If he wants to be a Laker, we send him to the Lakers. Because either way, both teams have assets that we can build off of while we're rebuilding. And I understand Westbrook is loyal. He ain't going nowhere. But goddamn it, he gotta go. Where do we send Westbrook? I have no fucking idea. Do we send him home to LA? I doubt it. Do we send him wherever KD going? I don't know. I mean, if we being honest, the best fit for Russell Westbrook, and this is not me being biased. This is me being honest. Honest truth. The best place to send Westbrook
He just has not been able to produce offensively to this point.
Butler passes to Rose. Back to Butler.
is Detroit,
Rose has got his 4th assist,
Milwaukee, or Chicago.
You know, Derrick Rose until last year really was one of the
Or even Indiana. You could send him to Indiana. He could thrive in Indiana. Them the only teams I can see him playing for right now. I don't think any other team is really gonna take a chance with him other than the Knicks. And I don't he gonna lose his damn mind playing with the fucking Knicks. Cause if he have a bad game, they gonna torch him. It ain't like Oklahoma, they gonna torch him. So if you send him somewhere like Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Indiana, one of those 4 teams, he'll do good there. I think Russell Westbrook would do good there because he'll be part of the system. I think he'll be with a coach I think he'll be with some coaches that'll tolerate him better. Or even Minnesota. I throw Minnesota in there too. Minnesota is a good team for him. I think he would be a great addition to Minnesota. Other than that, I really don't see anywhere else you can send Westbrook. But you gotta let him go. It was fun while it lasted, but it's time to throw the whole experiment away. This shit came all crumbling down back in 2012. And y'all know what happened in 2012. We gave up James Harden and never found a replacement for him. We never found a replacement for James Harden. That's where this team completely fell off. You never found a replacement for James Harden. You never built the team back up the right way. I mean, where did we go? Where did we go? Made it to the conference finals. Made it to the conference finals a couple of times. You know, bounced out in the second round. Didn't make the playoffs one year. Like, this whole the KD Westbrook Harden experiment was a failure. I hate to say it, but it's a failure. Yeah, KD thrived. KD thrived. Yeah, Westbrook thrived. You created 2 MVPs. James Harden became an MVP on his own. But it's time to blow this shit up. You got to get rid of Westbrook, Paul George, the whole fucking roster, except for Steven Adams.
He hit a 3 in the first. but so far has been unable to capitalize.
You got to get rid of the coach. The coach has to go too. Billy Donovan has to go. This is it. I don't care. Even if you keep Westbrook and Paul George, you got to get rid of Billy Donovan. This is it. This is the final fucking straw. Billy Donovan has to go. You have to find a perfect replacement. I don't know what other replacement you could get for
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Billy Donovan. If it was up to me, I'd probably be looking to see if Mark Jackson is available. See if Mark Jackson is available. See if
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
I don't know. I guess you could say Tom Thibodeau. I guess. I mean, it's not really that many good coaches out there. Jason Kidd is out there. David Blatt is still out there. I mean, where do you go from here? I mean, do you get? I mean, I could see you giving it another try with a different coach. But me personally, I just think it's best to just blow all this shit up and restart from scratch. You can easily do this. Like I said, you move Harden, you move Westbrook to one of the 4 teams that's best for him, where you know you will get something back from. You will get something back from the Clippers or the Lakers for Paul George. You get a good chunk back from them. Nobody's denying that. Like nobody can deny that you will get some back from the Clippers or the from the Clippers or Lakers. If you trade Paul George to the Lakers, you should get back Kyle Kuzma. You should get back Kyle Kuzma and Brandon Ingram. I don't know about Lonzo. I don't know. I'll probably keep Lonzo. I don't know. You could take Lonzo too, I guess. But really, man, they gotta rebuild, man. I'm sorry, but they gotta rebuild this team, man. This team needs to be rebuilded. It needs to be rebuilded. It needs to be restructured, and it needs to be repackaged by a different coach. I think OKC is a great organization. I think they do a tremendous job with how they draft, how they scout, and how they trade, how they go about business. How do you get Paul George for Victor Oladipo?
That's how you do it. That's nice.
It's a bonus. How do you get Melo from the Knicks for Enes Kanter? How do you do that? So this is a great organization. They know how to conduct business. They know how to draft. Look at the 3 stars that they drafted. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. And if you want to, you can throw Serge Ibaka, Jeff Green, and Reggie Jackson in there, along with Steven Adams. You can throw all them guys in there too. They know how to draft.
Suns have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half.
They know how to make moves. But it's just time to let this shit go. I'm sorry, but we gotta break it up, man. Can't keep doing this shit. It's time for this shit to blow up.
Here's the Prophet, defended by Butler. That gives them the lead.
So this is what you do. Once you get rid of them two, you fire Billy Donovan, you find the perfect coach to rebuild with. Whether that be Mark Jackson, whether that be Jason Kidd, whether that be
Jordan kicks to Rose. Right side Robinson, good look, and Gorch out with the block.
Whether that be Brian Scott. whether that be David Blatt, Jason Kidd, whoever you start this rebuilding process with, you started off with them. And you make sure you get draft picks. That's the number one thing about this. They have to make sure they get draft picks. They need about 3 first-round draft picks for the next 3 years, because they're gonna be they're gonna be in the lottery for a couple of years. They ain't finna see no playoff success for a couple of years. This is rebuilding time. I think we can rebuild. Now, do I think they'll ever come close to another player like KD? Hell no. Will they ever find somebody as talented as Westbrook or Harden? No. they had some one of a kind players, man. A 7 foot demigod in Kevin Durant. A relentless, undescribable player in Russell Westbrook. One of the best offensive scorers in the game today in James Harden. They will never draft any players like that ever again. But they can make another team like they did in 2012. They can make another 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. Won't be the same talent, but they can make another team like the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. 3 guys. 3 guys on the rise, leading their team to be a serious contender in the Western Conference. I believe they can do it again. But what this all comes down to is them pretty much being patient, getting the right draft. I know that they can draft. If you give them lottery picks, I guarantee you they will draft the right players. Because they drafted one of a kind type of players.
Leaves you speechless, doesn't it, Clark? Wow.
Man, I don't blame you,
From
Clark.
Kevin Durant to Westbrook to Harden, one of a kind type of players. Players you will never see again. But they can make another 2012 OKC team. They can do it. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of scouting. I think they can do it. So if you get a couple of draft picks, you rebuild, hopefully you get a star out of those draft picks from the trades that you made. You build around Steven Adams. Like I said, if you trade Paul George to the Lakers, you got Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma. Right there, that's like Kyle Kuzma and Brandon Ingram is pretty much like your Jeff Green, Reggie Jackson type of player. Right there. So you got the right role players. You got Steven Adams, that's your Serge Ibaka. You're not gonna find another center like Steven Adams, so you might as well just stick with him. I would say stick with Steven Adams, because he's gonna be a good build around for the next couple of years with that team. Then then you draft good. I'm pretty sure OKC can get back on top. I'm very confident in this team, in their ability to draft, find the right players, and hopefully the only problem that OKC has is the coach. They never find the right coach. That's always been a big issue for me, is them finding the right coach. Scott Brooks was not the right coach. Billy Donovan right now is not the right coach. So the best thing for them to do is to just blow it up, start from scratch, find the right coach, build around Steven Adams, do pretty good in the draft, and you can move on from this era. Because the Westbrook, Harden, Kevin Durant era is over. This shit gotta end. Paul George era, it's gotta end. I'm sorry, but everything don't last forever, man. And right now, I think this is the best time to blow this shit up, because this is ridiculous. Like I said, if they win tonight's game, or if they come back from a 3-1 lead, then forget everything I said. But if they get eliminated in this first round for the third fucking year in a row, we gotta blow this shit up.
And that's 21 points for Rose.
Much in the clutch. He's 5 for 5 from the field here in the fourth.
Well, they keep giving him the ball, and it's working, so I wouldn't change a thing.
Sorry, man. We gotta blow this shit up. It's gotta go. This don't make no fucking sense. I'm as an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, shit ain't been the same since 2012, bro. This shit all the way downhill in 2012. All you had to do was pay James Harden his money. That's all you had to do. Scary to go over the fucking luxury tax. I know a lot of people looking at James Harden right now like he ain't even playing good right now. He ain't even playing good right now. So what? Just think about what James Harden has become since 2012. Look at what KD has become since 2012. Look at what Westbrook has become since 2012. You can't tell me that if they were still together right now that they would not be already looking to go to the Western Conference Finals. You cannot tell me that that team with the same current players would not, be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. That's a Western Conference Finals. Guaranteed spot right there for that team. Every year, that's a team that can win the West and possibly win the championship every single year. But like I said, everything went downhill from there. Got rid of James Harden. You never found the right replacement for him. KD left.
And that's why you love this guy. I mean, tremendous work on the offense.
You found good replacements for him, but you never found the right. But they just didn't pan out the way they should have. Paul George came close, but he ain't no fucking KD. Let's just keep it real. Paul George ain't no fucking KD. Paul George is barely top 5 in the league. Like, if we being honest, Paul George is barely top 5 in the league right now. That's just my opinion. I know he was in the MVP discussion throughout this whole year, but he even with that, he's still barely top 5. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. But anyways, though, that's just me and my personal feeling. That's how I feel. It's time to blow it up. Time to get rid of the coach. Time to get rid of Westbrook. Time to get rid of Paul George. If you want to give it another year with a new coach, a coach that can actually coach and has a perfect offensive mind and system and can really fix this team, kind of like what Mike Budenholzer did with the Bucks. You put the right coach around these players, then maybe, just maybe, OKC can get back to being OKC. Because Billy Donovan is not the answer. He got to go. Billy Donovan is out of here. 3 years in a row, we've been knocked out in the first round in 5 games. Or It might be 6, might be 7. I might be wrong. But as of right now, they get knocked out in the first round. And I'm sick and tired of seeing this team go out in the first round. This used to be a team that was a threat and a true title contender.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
You lost KD. You picked up Paul George. How does this team not make it into the second round? How? And don't blame it on Westbrook. Do not blame it on Westbrook. It's not all Westbrook's fault. I see a lot more problems than just Westbrook. Westbrook is a main key, but there's a lot more problems with this team than just Westbrook. But that's just me though. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we'll see you on the next video. Till then, peace out.